I wanted a boy and a girl.
If we have another boy, then I'm pretty much open to try to have a girl.
Yeah.
If the second one comes and it's a girl, wrap it up, man.
Yeah,
This is finished.
yeah.
This is finished. I understand that it's not just providing financially, you know, that the family needs. The family needs a lot more than that.
Now that I think of it, I can't really remember like how different I was. I feel like with me and my wife here, we're parents, but when we're outside of the kids, it's Lloyd and Ria. You're the cloud that rains down and everyone has to.
I can't mess up.
You can't. Yeah.
I can't mess up.
Yeah.
And in the past where I have messed up, it's like, bro, what are you doing? And you can just see the disappointment on your parents' faces because they feel like they're failing.
Is there a right way to evolve?
So the word of the day, becoming the best version of yourself isn't about perfection, it's about progress. It's easy to measure success by worldly standards, career, finances, fitness, or social status, but growth starts from within. God calls us to be transformed not by external achievements, but by renewing our minds and aligning ourselves with His purpose. That's the word of the day, people.
That's very powerful, man. Like, that's one thing as a parent, like I don't know about you, but you sometimes forget, like, obviously your purpose is to be a parent. Yeah. When you become a parent, but as an individual, you forget your purpose and you kind of like put that to the side just to, you know, fulfill the father purpose. Because
you know you've got other people that are relying on you to an extent, sort of thing. So
don't get me wrong, like I was even saying to my missus the other day, like, in a sense, we're like slightly gods to these kids. Let's be honest. Like, I'm not trying to be like blasphemous or anything, but we're slightly gods to these kids because it's like there was a sermon I listened to by Pastor, I think it's Pastor Phil Anthony Mitchell, great pastor as well. He was saying that how as kids don't worry. They just do whatever they do. Food appears on the table. They don't worry. Kids don't worry. So as children of God, we should follow suit. We shouldn't worry because God's always going to provide. Same way we provide, we're going to provide. So when he said that, I was like, whoa, that's actually true, you know, because I could have the worst day ever, but I still have to make my kids flipping fish and chicken nuggets. I'm just say fish, chips and chicken nuggets, sorry. So it's like, it's that whole thing.
Protein.
Just bare protein, trust me, fam. So like, it's that whole thing of like, you know, they don't care. Like we're just providing for them. And with that happening, we kind of like, our purpose shifts. Yeah. Then eventually you catch it as time goes on. So. Yeah.
No, I love that. I'm literally recently telling myself, all these things you're worried about, no matter what it may be, my God is bigger than all of these things. Like, bro. So it's almost like you're not trusting God if you're here worrying. Obviously worrying is just a natural thing that we do as people, but like, if you believe in your God, then all of this.
But sometimes as humans, we kind of like come off that, and it's like, and I personally think it's fine. Like we have to sometimes like look at stuff and be like, God, come now, please, come on me now, because like
red button,
trust me, like press the red button. I think there's
break glass in case of emergency.
Who doubted? Thomas.
Yeah.
Sometimes you be a doubting Thomas, and sometimes like, you know, God will come through and just show you while going in it. So. 100. It's a weird way to live, but it's also a great way to live because when it does happen, you find the man above, and then you know you'll always come through. So
that's right.
Yeah, man. Boy, that's a good way to start.
That's right. Yeah.
Episode 1 of the Dadicated podcast.
I feel like I've got to say make some noise, but
it's a podcast, mate.
Bro, it's a wonderful time to be alive, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure, it's our first episode of this new series podcast we're starting. There's so much to, you know, touch on. Like it's not like wrestling where we're talking weekly and we have to just churn out content. Yeah. But it's like this one is more like sit down, more relaxed, and we're just, you know, giving everyone our thoughts on, you know, what we're going through right now. It's not an easy journey, as you guys can tell. So
it's a lot more reflective.
Yeah.
And you know, hoping to learn from each other. Others that may join us along the way. Yeah. And at the same time, educate, I guess, and let
dedicate.
people know. And and show people how dedicated we are, how dedicated you need to be if you want to get into this, because this fatherhood thing it's a calling. It's a calling. If you get that call, then it's time to stand up and be counted, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Where do we start though, man? Like what? Like,
names?
Well, that's first thing. Yeah.
Have we started with that?
Trust me. Yeah. Sorry, man. Even like flipping gets, bro. There's no introduction needed.
There's no introduction needed.
Yeah, man. I'm a Nafi.
And I'm Mex.
Mex as well. We're both fathers of two. I got two boys. Mex.
I have a boy and a girl.
That's what I wanted.
Go on.
I wanted a boy and a girl. But with my genes and the way my family is, I'm a house full of boys. I grew up in a house full of boys. My mum was the only woman in the house, so you can tell that my side pretty much won the war.
Yeah.
But that's my dream, bro.
Your name's gonna live strong. That's your bloodline is gonna go on. The legacy is strong.
Maybe like Samoan stuff.
Yeah, man. But I always said, like, I think after we had the first one, I was like, okay. And my first one was the son.
Yeah.
I said, if we have another boy, then I'm pretty much open to try to have a girl.
Yeah.
If the second one comes and it's a girl, wrap it up, man. This is finished. This is finished. So like, I'm open because ultimately that's what we've been put here to do.
Yeah.
You know, bring new life and exactly that. But just the way the economy is set up, my guy.
Yeah.
Like 2, I'm grateful. So yeah, man, it's been an interesting journey so far.
Very interesting, man. Very interesting. Like, I feel like we've had to like evolve ourselves so that's okay. As a parent, I'm cooking my mum and dad as well. Like, you look back at pictures and see how they are. We've had to like, I hate to bring wrestling tropes in this, but if I explain it the way I explain it now, it'll make sense. I can explain it 2 ways. Okay, in the wrestling way, for example, you see how Undertaker's got so many personas. He's got Biker Taker, he's got Ministry Taker. I feel like we're going through this whole thing right now. So I'm going through the dad that's like trying to be cool, trying to still be creative, but trying to be African at the same time.
Be a disciplinarian.
Bro. But it's hard trying to fit that middle ground because like the kids sometimes look at me like, oh, I'm trying to be your friend. And that's one thing That's one thing I'm trying to stick with. Cool. I am your father. I'm not your friend, first and foremost. So there are certain things that you shouldn't do. For example, like I'm having to teach my kids now, like if I'm in the toilet and I'm doing something in the toilet, the bathroom, don't just bust in there.
Yeah.
Like knock the door.
Yeah. Because
you don't know you might see something that you don't want to see.
You don't know what you're about to walk into.
Trust me, fam. So like knock the door, and even that can be used into life as well when he goes to school. Like if he goes to class, knock the door. You know.
Yeah, of course.
Stuff like that, you know, and I'm like back in the day I was just like back off just anyhow, but now it's that. So yeah, we're just going through different evolution. I'm sure you're probably going through yourself. Like,
yeah, definitely. I mean, I think I need to make sure that, you know, I understand that it's not just providing financially, you know, that the family needs. The family needs a lot more than that. I've had a conversation maybe back end of last year with my missus where it's like, yes, you're doing all this work and all this kind of stuff, but you know, you're still very much needed here as a person. Present, yes. And not even just being present in the aspect of being in the house, but being present in their lives and stuff like that. So yeah, I think it's very much working through that, and you know, it's almost and these are all kind of their own topic, which I'm sure we're going to touch on, you know, over the weeks and that on the podcast. But I think it's about being a certain version of yourself that you are prepared to, for instance, we both have sons. Yeah. Like for your son, if your son is to mimic this person that you are, sort of thing, are you proud of, you know, what they're going to do and everything like that? So it's just about kind of showing up so that, you know, when they start behaving and getting your mannerisms and stuff like that, it's not you're scolding them, but how can I scold them if this is who I am?
Yeah, absolutely. Have you seen any of your mannerisms in your kids? Obviously, they're pretty young, but about the same as mine. But
I think that the pure energy and not wanting to sit down and that is me wholeheartedly. Because even if I'm here watching TV, I need to have a laptop. At this age, I need to have a laptop. I need to have something in my hands to be busy. I think that's one of the main things. They're pretty good academically, which is, I think, a reflection of my missus and myself. At that age anyway. Now I don't know nothing.
Yeah, it's gone. Ask me 5 times 5.
It is gone. But I think that, and just like, I think athletically and stuff as well, I can see some things in my son that resemble myself. So yeah, probably less so mannerisms, but just other bits I'm seeing right now. Yeah. What about you?
Oh, bro, like I feel like they pick stuff that I like and they try. For example, my son loves wrestling.
Okay.
I don't know how he got into it.
I don't know how he got into it. What?
Stupid say, but I feel like not how he got into it, but I don't know why he likes it as much. So, for example, like yesterday, I'm doing work. I got a deadline at 5. Trying to get the deadline done. I'm hearing these guys scrapping their back. I was like, stop fighting, because Dad, we're not fighting. We're playing wrestling. So then I had a moment in my head. I was like, this is me. This is all my doing. Yeah. This is all my doing. Like, why the hell did I get him into this stuff? But it's nice to see. Like, one of my others, the oldest one, he loves reading, and I'm guessing that's from Ria, because Ria loves reading as well. I like to read, but not as much as Ria does. So like, he loves reading before he goes to sleep. Bedtime story. Even when he comes back from school, he's got a Captain Underpants or a Dogman book that he wants to read all the time.
Amazing.
The other one's just like, he's just more creative. He likes to build stuff and like painting and drawing, that sort of stuff. And, you know, just trying to, like, whenever I'm editing, he'll come and sit down and watch what I'm doing, because he wants to be in it. So it's that sort of stuff. And even also times of like body language as well. When I'm fully invested in something, I do this. So they're doing that as well. And I'm like, feck, that's what I do. So yeah, man, even down to music, all that sort of stuff. Like, at the house, we try to play music, obviously clean versions of it that we like. So they're big fans of Kendrick Lamar. They love TV. I
remember you telling me about the Not Like Us.
Not Like Us, yeah, bro. They say that shit. Like, obviously not OVO, but they say Oh Mijo, because we obviously play like a different version for them. But like, even down to that, like, is what, you know, stuff I'm seeing them picking up on, and it's nice to see, man. See like mini versions and stuff. The other day, one of them told me like, Dad, I want to be like you.
Amazing. And
I said, like, me, what about that? I said, bro, you need to be better than me.
Yeah.
You need to be better than me. Yeah. You need to be better than me, bro. Don't, like, obviously, I'm doing what I'm doing now, but I want you to be, like, above me, man.
But that's, at least they've already acknowledged you are a good person and you're doing good things. And, you know, because they know good from bad. Like, they're not stupid, innit? Yeah. So they don't want to be like someone that would obviously always be in trouble or irresponsible to some degree. Yeah. So it's a plus.
But the way they told me this, they told me because I told them off before. Okay. So I don't know if it's a thing just to sweet me out. So do you get what I mean? So like, these kids, I'm like, bro, oh, that's cute. But at the same time, bro, you then threw popcorn down the stairs. So what now? Bro.
Kids will be kids, man. Kids will be kids. Well, let's jump into, I guess, today's conversation about, you know, being the best version of yourself. I guess if you want to start with who you were, whether it's pre-marriage, pre-kids, and like how you feel like you've evolved and developed since then.
I felt like I've had to fit in with the times, man. If you guys knew before, like, I was very private. Like, when it comes to Instagram, like, I'll post my pictures and move on. Or like, when it comes down to film, I used to hide my face. I didn't show my face too much. So with obviously with my career and stuff now, I'm having to like show a bit more of myself. Like stuff like, you know, the podcast, like content I'm doing, like, just because, like, even if you clock the old podcast episodes, I was never like, I was very like to myself, but now, like, you're seeing the way I act, I'm very energetic, I'm very laughing, that sort of stuff, and I feel like a part of that I can, you know, contribute to the kids. The kids have helped me come out my shell a bit more. So there's my wife as well. You know how my wife is, she's very like bubbly and that sort of stuff, but that's kind of lifted me up. Like, my mom told me a story about how there was like 2 parents, right? And they went to like a fetish priest. This is obviously this African, what's it? What's the folklore? Folklore, yeah. So they both went to a fetish.
We love a bit of folklore.
Just to fair. They went to a fetish priest. So I went to a priest and they asked the priest, like, I want to have, both of them said they want to have children. And the priest said to them, are you prepared to act like are you prepared to go crazy? And one of them said no. And one of them said, yes, I am. And she had a kid. Wow. So then she was, obviously, that's the life. Parenthood is crazy, you know. So the mom told me that story, I was like, oh, okay, cool. That's a good way to put it. But Yeah, man. Before that, it was just getting on with it. I spent a lot of time to myself, a lot of time to myself as well as a lot of time with my missus. Now that I think of it, I can't really remember like how different I was. It's crazy. Do you get what I mean? Because I'm still trying to like. I feel like with me and my wife here, we're parents, but when we're outside of the kids, it's Lloyd and Ria, and it's nice. Like people will look at me like, "Oh, you have kids?" I'm like, "Yeah, we've got 2 kids." Like, "Oh shit, I didn't know that." But when we're at home, it's a different thing, man.
Yeah. I get that reaction a lot with people like, "Oh, you've got 2 kids," and they from there they're already kind of calculating how old are you?
How old? Yeah.
And I don't know. Sometimes then the next question is when you tell them the ages of the children, and you know my children are one is 1 year old as of time of recording, one's 6. I feel like they expect maybe a teenage child if you tell them you've got children. I don't know, you done something back in the day, and this is what you've got, sort of thing. But yeah, they're kind of surprised. But I mean, for me, it was 7 years ago when I got married. So who I was before that, you just had to look after yourself.
Yeah.
That was it. I was just making sure that I was, I guess, a man that my parents could be proud of. Yeah. You know, you follow the school education line, go to university. Of course, you don't get a job from university because it doesn't guarantee you anything.
Is that the biggest fraud?
Uni is one of.
But you make friends that open doors for you, though.
Met your wife.
Met your wife.
I met my wife, and I always say, I think I said at my wedding, like that is the one thing university gave me.
Yeah,
my wife.
Yeah,
my degree self. I don't know where it is.
I basically went to Love Island. I'm joking.
Bro, I had to ask my mum the other day, is my degree in the house? Because in her house, I don't know where it is. Gave me some new friends, which are, you know, friends till this day. Gave me my wife. Don't know where my degree is. So that's what I got from uni. And it's one of the things, so I've done all of that. I've come out, I've got a job, and I've been stable. And I guess as parents, you know, what our parents have come from abroad and they've made their life here, it's almost like that's all they want their child to do, their son to do. You've ticked them boxes, and it's like, okay, cool. I can chill now. I can relax. He's not a jailbird. He's not this. He's not that. You know, like, and I feel like you, as a firstborn as well, I've always felt like I'm just, not that I'm just living for the expectation and to set the standards.
You're the cloud that rains down and everyone has to.
I can't mess up.
You can't.
I can't mess up. Yeah. And in the past where I have messed up and got in trouble or something like that, like I got suspended from a school, I got expelled from a school. It's like, bro, what are you doing? And you can just see the disappointment on your parents' faces because they feel like they're failing. Like if this is the firstborn and this is how he's behaving, what hope does the rest of these lot have? So I think just kind of transitioning from being, I guess, almost having to live your life to kind of appease others, if you like. Now I'm very much like making sure I'm doing things for others and supporting the ones I've got at home. And there's a lot more work, obviously, for all of us. You can always still get better and transition into, you know, the optimal version that we want to be. But right now I think I'm in that moment of transition and realizing things and trying to become an even better person, better father, etc., etc.
And all that happens with time. Like, life is a journey, innit? And with the journey, like you go on different experiences, you see different things, and it's like it opens your eyes and you be like, you know, imagine if you had a life where it was just the same thing all the time, no experience, nothing, bro. We wouldn't know. Do you know what I mean? We wouldn't know. But it's nice that we're able to go through different things, see different things, and just help us, like, you know, get better at stuff. So and as a parent, we're still learning. There's new things that pop up. For example, my son had this thing. I'm sure you probably relate as well. My son had this thing a couple like years ago where he was like ill, then he started to faint. Just like blackout. So I'm like, I looked at her, I was like, is there a manual for this part? Is there really a manual for this part? Because I don't know what's going on. What do we do? Called the ambulance, took the ambulance. Ambulance, even though the hospital didn't know what it was. And eventually as time goes on, it goes. So it's like, just learning new things, man. Learning how your kids are. Like, then with that, it takes you to another level of parenthood. Like, Is there any wrongs or rights in this evolution?
How you mean?
Is there a right way to evolve? If does that make sense? Is there like a right way to like lead this life? Obviously, the right way is obviously following God and living under God's thing. But
I think that's the answer. I think the way of evolution is to get closer to God every day.
Yeah.
And obviously through getting closer, it's like you'll be doing the right things. You should be doing the right things if you're reading the word and praying and this, that, and the other. Like, I think that's what it is. And it's to be consistent, I guess.
Yeah, consistency is key.
But, you know, we still live in a worldly world. You know, we still prioritize things like getting money and this, that, and the other. So it's challenging, but I guess it's like God is the North Star. So it's like if you follow the North Star, then you should be good ultimately. But yeah, it's been a time in terms of cementing that version of yourself. There was even a period of time where I had my sister actually told me off about this like sometime last year, because I had supported like my siblings through their endeavors.
Oh, you told me this.
Like that.
Told me this.
And I thought like, boy, maybe it's not my story to be someone, if that makes sense, or to be of some stature. Maybe my story is just to help people. You know, everyone needs a supporting act in their life, sort of thing. And I'm more than happy to be supporting act for my siblings. More than happy. I've got a brother, I've got two sisters. I'm more than happy for everything they've cracked on and got to, every kind of platform they've reached. But then I remember speaking to one of my sisters, it's like, this is the role I'm supposed to play, I guess. Like, this is it. And I'm cool with it because it's you lot that I'm pushing up and, you know, promoting and pushing forward. She said, no, like, just, your story, your time when everything will come, sort of thing. Stop kind of putting yourself down and thinking that you're just meant to be here helping people, sort of thing, innit? Like, and of course, there's nothing wrong with helping people, but it's just a case of there is, you know, timing and everything like that. And are you doing the right things to make sure that one day you get put on that thing? And that's the way it comes back to when it's being the best version of yourself. Like, I feel like it's like, we know, for instance, I want to look better. I have to go to the gym, sort of thing. Are you going to the gym? Or are you just moaning that you don't look good? You see what I mean? You have to eat well and all of these kind of things. So, and it's about preparing for it. Like, you have to be ready. So, I feel I'm in that season of transition and, you know, looking after myself, looking after things better to get to where I need to get to.
Before you continue, I want to say a special thank you to your sister, bro, because if your sister didn't tell you that, wouldn't have WrestleManiac. Wouldn't have met you, like, obviously, okay, backstory. I saw Mex years ago when he had a clothing line. And that's the first time I saw Mex. So when I saw him again, I was like, this guy looks so familiar. Then he told me from North London. And I got a cousin that's from North London. I was like, do you know my cousin? And he goes, yeah. And after, I think he said something about your clothing, I was like, that's where I know you from. So that's a little story there, but it's crazy times. We didn't bring my clothing line, just obviously off. But
I'm still very much interested in fashion and clothing and stuff, but it's now I understand it. Now I understand it literally isn't about the clothing.
Just getting a t-shirt and slapping it again.
Literally not.
It's not like wrestling much.
I was at that time, I was so engrossed in that and the clothing and the materials and this, that, and the other, and cuts and this, that, and the other, and no marketing. Like, you can see from whether it's Instagram brands or TikTok brands and stuff these days, it's about marketing. It's about making sure the people can find it and all of that kind of stuff. So now I know better than, like, it's something that's always still of interest, but bruv, I've got my hand in too many pies right now. It's something it's gonna be, you know, I see time, I see money. I'm definitely gonna do something again.
Part of evolution, isn't it?
Maybe. But it's just all about kind of right now. Like I say, we're in that season of transition, prioritizing what's right, and all of that kind of stuff. And you know, I feel like this is what this platform is here going to help us with as well. Kind of addressing these things that as men as well, we struggle with, not away from fathers, just as men and stuff that we struggle with as well.
Yeah. Where?
I was gonna say, what do you think are like some of the common struggles that men face?
I think one of the common struggles that men face sometimes, I could say, loneliness.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've been down that. Actually, wait, this was like uni times. So when you don't have anyone to speak to, or like, you know, not having someone to like speak, like a partner or something, you begin to get lonely. Especially when you've just come out of a relationship and you've gone to a new one. That's one thing I would say, you know, hurts people. And even just having the whole thing of like trying to be for me as a Ghanaian, it was like there's a Ghanaian type of thing of like trying to be there for someone. If I can't be there for someone, it hurts me. It just pains me. Like Mexa told me, or one of my friends told me, "Oh, can you just edit for me?" I'm dead. I get it done. I have to get it done. Another thing as well, just trying to be strong, man. Being strong all the time is kind of hard. Like I didn't even tell you. I don't think I even told you, but I told Del and that there was one day I was dropping the kids to school. Like it's actually 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago? Yeah, 2 weeks ago. Dropping the kids to school. A lot of stuff was boiling in my head. Like I was just like thinking about bare stuff, thinking about the company, thinking about rest things, thinking about just everything. Just in my head, I was just getting worked up. Dropped the kids to school. As I dropped the kids to school, I just dropped them and walked out. I didn't even say to the teacher. Just when I walked out. I just went back in the car and I was chilling there. I was driving to the gym. I was just looking out the window, just looking around. I just crashed out, bro. I had a mental breakdown. So yeah, bro, just crying out and just like saying, bro, I feel worthless for that shit. Like, don't know what I'm doing. This whole business thing is like, is this really working right? Like, the people like rest things, like just crashing out. I was like, we were just like, oh, Lord, don't worry, like it's fine, cry, like it's fine. Just like crying. And after, eventually, I just once I stopped and I just put my head down, I was like, not that why the fuck did I do that, but it's like why? Like what? Like it's gonna be fine, man. It's gonna be cool. Like just relax. Like. So yeah, and I told Derek as well, and I told Oliver and Laps, and I was like, shit, you wouldn't have thought that because I went wrestling training the same day.
Okay, yeah.
And even when I was in the gym, Laps was PTing me in the gym, like training me in the gym. And I just had to knock on that. As soon as I went, I just got my eyes just went in.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, it's crazy, man. So yeah, just trying to be strong, man.
That release is needed from time to time.
Bro.
That release of just, if it's tears or whatever, then like mental health. Obviously, there's so much stuff out there about men's mental health. Yeah. You know, and it's just not looked after because, like, we're talking about common sources of what makes men crash out or flipping, you know, struggle with. It is mental health. It is finances. It is, you know, your identity. Like even from us that were like inner city kids from London once upon a time, and what we were grown up to think about maybe other people, other races, other this, other that. Getting rid of all of that now. You can't do certain. You can't say certain things. It's 2025. You've got to change the way. Like I'm sure I see people that were like the biggest bullies, the biggest gangbangers on LinkedIn here, doing off LinkedIn. And
it's nice though. It's very nice.
It's refreshing to see, but it's just like, boy, once upon a
time, you're a tyrant.
Yeah, like it's crazy. Like I just think in terms of a lot of things, and I'm not saying women don't obviously go through the same, but with, I guess, society and men being quote unquote providers and head of the household and leaders and all of these kind of buzzwords, I just feel like sometimes you need those moments.
Yeah,
you need those moments to just, like I said, lay it out, start again, and What would you say is some other things like you might have struggled with in regards to that?
I think like I don't know if this happened to you. Yeah, you see when you first had a child, like when you first had your first one, like did you have that moment where your missus do better things, you're just standing there? Yeah. You look like a wet fish, like you're just like okay. And after her mum walks in, you're just standing like shit, like
what do I do? How can I help him?
How can I help?
Yeah.
It's so embarrassing.
You can't. Yeah.
And your missus just crashing out at you as well. Like
in some cases you can't. Like in some cases, of course you can. But in some cases, I don't think you can. Like my daughter, she was fully breastfed. She had no interest in the bottle from day dot. So, like, waking up in the night, I guess you could wake up in the night to be supportive and be, I don't know, pat your wife's back or whatever. but I have nothing that I can give her.
Yeah, what can I do? Yeah.
She's not going to take the bottle. So it means the onus is unfortunately just on my missus in that situation. And then that wrecks her day because then she hasn't slept. Like, there's literally nothing I can do in some situations. So,
and that's a hard thing as well for men.
100%.
Like with that, it's a ripple effect because it then comes down to you. She'll be taking stuff out on you, and like when I became a father, I just had to realize that because there was one day I came up from work and she crashed out on me. I was like, "Wait, what the fuck?" Like, I went to work to bring money to the house. What the hell? But then again, it's like,
because of the day she's had.
Yeah, the day she's had. So like, you don't realize that, and it's like, you know, I'm here now. Like, I'm trying to be there for you and stuff. But we're humans. That's one thing. We're all humans at the end of the day. Like we're like emotionally all over the place. Like all emotionally stable. So I hear it when she done that. So yeah, it's just funny, man.
It is. There's a lot of struggles, man. Like even like I was talking about earlier, it's work-life balance as well. Like making sure you can go out, do your job, bring money for the household and all that kind of stuff, but also be there when you're there, 100% kind of being there as well, being present. That's something that I'm actively working on and stuff like that.
Especially as, you know, content, obviously you got work, right? And you've got content creators, you're content creators. But besides the content creation, there's also stuff that we have to watch every single day of the week. Wrestling. Wrestling takes up so much time. I don't watch wrestling around my kids anymore. Actually, not anymore, but only time I let them watch wrestling was Royal Rumble. And that's the first and last time they watched wrestling. But watching that takes up so much time. So like, it's hard like to even give time. But for example, to like, if there's like a pay-per-view or PLE on a Saturday night, you know Sunday night you're baked.
Finished.
Sunday you're baked.
You're done.
You're done. So it's like it's weird. It's a hard thing, man, to maneuver around. But like we said, it's part of the evolution, right?
Like I spoke about earlier, it's like not so much social expectations, but your parents' expectations. What about for yourself? Is there any kind of parental or like social expectations that weighs heavily on you?
Not anymore. My parents have always been supportive. As soon as I finished university, they've always been supportive. They've always helped us out. Always tried to like secure us in the right place. Mum, like, you know, my mum's always like told us like, let me get it right before I get killed. My dad's always told me this, like seek the kingdom of God and all shall be added unto you. I think it's
that's correct.
Book of Matthew.
The saying is correct.
Yeah, that. So he's always used that, and that's always been stuck in my head, innit? Like, try and do things by God and things will be added to you. So he's always used that to try and put me back into the right place as well. But as you can see in my family, like we're all like 5 boys, all doing stuff with our lives. Like one of them is a football player, plays for West Ham. One of them's a boxer, pro boxer.
You've got the most sporting family.
Bro, it's crazy. Like, and I don't know if this is part of my evolution as well, but I wanted to go down the football route as well. My dad said no. Obviously, like he saw different things happening at the time. Obama just became president. So when I was applying for these colleges, I wanted to go Redbridge to play football. My dad was like, no, myth. So I kind of channeled that through my little brother, taking the football training, being at these Sunday league games. I remember there was one Sunday league, I will never forget this day, bro. I will never forget this day. So there was a teammate he had on the team, right? And I was like, could you give us a lift to the game? We're going there together. He goes, there's no space in the car. Sorry, you're going to have to make your own way. I was like, okay, cool, fair enough. We got on a bus. The journey was like from Custom House all the way to Dagenham. And as a kid, that's in what I was in like year 9 years. That's long for my
You were in year 9?
Yeah. I was young.
God, so your brother must be well.
No, was it year 9? Like year 11. So year 10, year 11. So we were going to like this match just far away. I remember walking for time. I've got there now. The guy's there. The guy and the mum was there. The car is empty, bro. I said, bro, you're trying to just spite us, bro. What the hell? You could have taken us, like, what the hell? But obviously with those dark days and those rainy days, it's all helped out. Look where he is now. So
is that guy's son still playing football?
I've not seen him. I don't know.
But your brother's here.
Yeah, FA Cup youth winner as well.
Yeah.
So it's that really, and just as Ghanaian, like I said before, Ghanaian culture is like just trying to be there for people, trying to help people out. Not say people pleasers, but it's part of our culture, especially in my house as well. We would always love to help people out.
Yeah.
Always, man. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that same with you?
Yeah, I think another struggle in a sense where I've moved like somewhat away from my side of the family. So we live in an area where a lot of Rosie's side of the family are, and they're great and they support us with the kids and everything like that. At times it leaves me on my own there, sort of thing. So they're very cool, they're very welcoming and stuff like that. And I'm sure if they saw this, they would be round all the time just to support. Like that's the kind of people they are. But it's obviously I knew what I was getting into when I decided to move because the prices in London are stupid.
That's for another episode. Yeah. Living in London or living
mate. Yeah, it's one of them ones. So you feel a bit, unless I'm coming to London to see you guys, yourself and the rest of the man them and stuff like that, or my day one guys and my brother and my parents, like otherwise I'm not making the journey into London sort of thing. So that's who I have is who I have, innit?
Your village,
Yeah, exactly. An amazing village, like I say. It's just not like infused with my side of the family. So sometimes that's a bit of a struggle. But
same thing. Like I'm more the Caribbean side of my family are round us, so like, we all live in like where we live now. Like it's the majority of my missus side, innit? And it's nice because they're very helpful. Like there's times where, for example, there was a day where I was getting podcast, but Ria found out she had to go to like an influencer sort of event on the day. So we called up the assistant. It's like, I can come. So stuff
to babysit.
Yeah. So that's a blessing, man. It's nice, so we can just do that. But if we lived in like where my mum lives, like it's a different. I don't know. Maybe I'm sure it'll be the same thing, but I'll probably be thing where like we have to take the kids there, then we go off our journey. But it's always nice to have a village around you, man.
It is.
Yeah. Have you ever paid for a babysitter?
No, I don't think I'm at the point of trusting anybody yet.
I'm shook. Yeah, I'm shook.
I don't think. I don't know. Like I would. I really think I would struggle. Yeah. Like handing my kids over to someone that's... I struggle handing my kids over to anyone that's even like not my mom, not my sister. My brother loves them kids, but I don't know if I could leave my brother with them. You come back, your brother no matter. It's just because of your kids, innit? At the same time, like so. Yeah, like my missus side of the family has helped obviously, and obviously I trust her mom, I trust my mom and stuff like that. But yeah, I think that's one thing in the near future I need to kind of start mentally separating myself. Maddie McCann has finished me.
That too, and also, bro, I'm very what's the word I'm looking for? I was raised up on Nollywood films, right? And that explains everything. That's what you need to know. Nollywood films portrays the babysitter or the person coming to your house as some sort of like witch. So I'm very like cautious on who's coming. Like if I was to get a babysitter, answer your DSB check on them because like what are you? What god you worship? Two, are you into crystals and all this tarot cards and all this sort of stuff? I don't want to come home with my son's like, I want to be a witch, I want to be a wizard. God forbid. I want to make sure it's like, like who's coming to look after my kids or touch my kids is like proper like on it. I think school, I don't know. People gonna say, what about school? I think school might be different, but school's different. Yeah. But my son goes to a Catholic school, so that explains it all. But like when it comes down to like a babysitting, I just been very.
Because babysitting is in your house as well, innit? Like, so I think it's the them coming into you guys' space, as well as who the heck are they? Like, like I'm not all there yet with babysitters and stuff. So yeah, it's difficult managing that one.
But like I said, like you said, with time, you try to open up and like part of the evolution, right?
Literally that. Yeah. What else, like in terms of if we just kind of hone in on doubt, self-doubt and stuff like that, what are things that you kind of struggle with within yourself and that maybe you feel like you're not worthy enough or whatever the case may be?
I have my hand in too many things. So it's like, it's a good thing, but it's also a detriment to me because like I start to like lose certain parts of my creativity because For example, because I've been doing podcasts, there was a time where I was just doing podcasts week after week after week, and it was just no filming, nothing else, but just podcasting, just editing. And that kind of like derailed me, because when I go back to a shoot, I'm looking at my business partner, Greaves, and I'm like, okay, what do you need help with? Yeah. Normally it's like, I'm just there grabbing it and all sorts of stuff. Like, I just kind of lose myself a bit. So just trying to find my feet again. But yeah, that's kind of like something I'll say I'm struggle with, just having my hand in too many plates. But at the same time, I love the output. Like, there's certain times we do a podcast episode and the thing will go out and they get bare views. And I'll message Gucci, guys, you got so many views, I'm gas. Yeah. But, you know, sometimes I do something for real, it's all the same thing. But at the same time, I'm like, what about yourself? What do you want to do for yourself? What about that film that you planned from years ago that you want to do? What about this that you wanted to do? And what all that sort of stuff you want to do? But, you know, we're 30 years old, we're 30. When I'm 30 is like, it's not your prime, is it? It's your prime is like
probably 40s.
I
mean, it depends. It depends when, I guess, your journey begins, sort of thing. Like, I know as creatives, I know for sure yourself, you've mentioned before, like chasing perfection in your work, and, you know, just trying to make sure everything looks the part. You don't want it to go out to the world and be scrutinized because you could have just spent 10 minutes more on this,
just to fine-tune it,
or whatever the case is. Like, that's all difficult stuff as well. At the same time, just coming back to family life, like, sometimes I'm like, oh, why is his trousers all hitched up, or his crepes, why are they dirty, and this, that, and the other? And I'm just like, I just think he's a kid, man.
He's a kid,
yeah. Sometimes you just have to left him to thing. And you think that you are being represented, obviously, with how your child looks, and you know how people judge and this, that, and the other. If your child's a scruff, they're like, why are the parents wearing this? That's why you've left your child to look like this. But like, sometimes, like, he has to come. Like, I remember he'll go to the park or something. Or there's a park near our house. Yeah. And Rosie doesn't like the kids going to that park because there's sand in the park. And like, they get sand in their shoes and this, that, and the other. Which, yes, it's a ball ache. It's annoying. But, bro,
it's kids. What can they do? Like, even sometimes I have to tell myself that sometimes, like, bro, they're kids, man. But there's an extent. There's a part where it's like, you're pushing it. Yeah. So painting, the kids are painting, right? And sometimes they'll be wearing certain clothes. I'm like, no, really, don't put that on them, please, because they're gonna mess up their clothes. And I'll be like, no, it's fine. They pay. I don't care. Give it to them. But when they come next to the couch, that's when we're like, I've always said to them, like, they do the thing where they jump on the couch. They do all stuff on the couch, like they try and mess up the couch. I said, when you guys get your own house and you have kids, as a granddad, I'm gonna come to your house. I'm gonna jump all over your couches.
I'm gonna jump on that sofa.
Just jump all over the couches, bro. You're gonna be annoyed at me. Yeah. But like I said, the kids, they're learning, and you know, like, even this, like, some things that the kids will say, I'm sure the kids say as well, like, they'll say certain things. Like, the other day, they're like, you're fired. Or they'll say, you people suck. And I'm like, where'd you learn that from? They learned it from a TV show. So it's a case of, like, just telling them, don't say that. It's not what to say. But yeah, they're learning, man. They're kids. So, mate, unless they say some devil shit, that's when I'm like, hey.
Oh, that's when you have to stop there.
I buy
that's when you have to stop there. Yeah. I mean, like, a self-doubt can even seep into, like you're saying, parenthood, fatherhood. Yeah. Like, are you doing the right things and stuff like that? Are you letting them eat the right things or consume the right media and stuff like that? And even the media thing, I remember, like, before kids came, it's like, oh, you're never gonna let your kids be on the phone or have a tablet or this, that, and the other. And then you find out in school they're teaching them from the tablet. So it's like, all of a sudden, if I'm doing that, I'm actually, you know, holding back the child's development. Because they're using tablets and computers and things in school.
Do you know what spun me the other day? So my son was like, they watched something called Super Potato.
Yeah.
So they were like, I was like, you're not watching things. He goes, oh, it's fine, I watched that at school. I said, what? They watch you.
Watch?
I didn't really put TV on for the kids at school.
Yep. I've seen it. The school my son goes to, they put TV on, like, for, like, I don't know, the last 20, 30 minutes.
And he's watching Bake Off.
As they're being taken going home.
Okay, I hear it.
They're watching TV. Like,
just to wind them down, innit?
Yeah, maybe. Like, it's, I don't know. There's a lot of things. I feel like, in terms of overcoming self-doubt, we don't celebrate wins enough. Yeah. It's probably, like, always on to the next one sort of thing.
Is it bad that I say I don't know how to celebrate wins? Because there's certain times there, like, for example, something happened, like, for example, this last week, right, I commentated Meiko Satomura's last match, one of the greatest wrestlers in the world. She retired. She's retiring in April, and I commentated her last match, and I didn't know how to celebrate that.
Yeah, how to be,
or even just like get into 2,000, get into a large amount of subscribers, and how to celebrate that. Like, and I'm thinking more of a case of like me celebrating, like just telling people. But sometimes celebration can just be like you order something nice for yourself, or
treat yourself.
Just treat yourself, yeah. So
we don't do that enough. Obviously, my daughter was in hospital for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And she came out, and we went out and had. I guess we were just going to have dinner anyway. But then my missus done Rosie's done a nice toast of congrats that this is her last day on the medication since she's come out. And it's like, that's it. Just something simple like that. Obviously, we're just thinking, you're thanking God, okay, the child's better now. Yeah. We can continue in life. But no, let them know where happy you are still here, sort of thing. And celebrate those little bits as well. So they feel, they can feel feel happy, they can start celebrating stuff
themselves.
As well.
Yeah. Look, enough. My dad used to do this thing back in the day where he still does it now, and it's funny. Whenever we get good news in the house, for example, my brother got a pro boxing contract. My brother got another extension at West Ham, contract extension. Or if I got good grades at school, he'd be like, "Oh, let's order pizza." So he always say, "Let's order pizza." Even when things scored a goal, the FAU got, let's order pizza. Yeah. That's his go-to thing, and that's a form of celebration that he's used to nurture us from young. From more knee high to where it is now. That was his thing.
That's good, because I thought you were going to say the opposite of what is some people's reality of, you've always heard the stories, you get good grades and your dad is like, okay, so what?
So what? Nah.
You got 90 out of 100. Where's the other 10?
Where's the other 10? Nah. My dad, he always even if we do well, it's the participation that counts. Obviously, there's a time where in school I was shit at maths, and I'm still shit at maths till today. I didn't pass it. It wasn't I never passed maths, whatever. But he did. He obviously drilled it into me. But eventually he was like, do you know what? Maybe it's what it is. You excel in other stuff and do all that stuff. So basically, just seeing that and just going around it.
Yeah.
So even boxing, the whole boxing thing. At first, my mum and dad were very hesitant. They were like, "Oh, it's not gonna do nothing. It's gonna damage you." But when it's now seeing what my brother's doing, how serious he's taking it with the whole body weight loss and going training back and forth and whatnot, it's they're proud of him and they will support that. Yeah. I think that's what it takes for us parents, because I'm seeing that stuff now. There's at first my mother was a gymnast, innit? And she was not gymnastics coach, so she used to tell Rhea to bring the kids to gymnastics, and I was like, oh, I'd rather them play football first. But when I took them when they went to the first gymnastics session, the oldest one loved it. Yeah. And I'm like, maybe that's what he wants to do.
Yeah.
And my youngest one wants to do football. I don't want to force anything that's not on them, because that might affect their evolution. So yeah. It's just a case of just letting them just do their thing, man.
Yeah. I think it's a lot of right now learning what we liked as children, what we didn't like, or in terms of how we were treated. Yeah. Sometimes if you were treated in a certain way, you can now see the benefits.
Yeah.
And you can even thank your parents, thank God you didn't let me do this or go to this place, because I might have ended up like them man, or whatever the case is. But it's all learning all of this and evolving, and then I guess in this case, spitting it out to our kids in a 2025 reformed way. How much did you bring in from how your parents parenting, how much did you bring into your household?
I think so much to the point where one thing I regret, and to this day I'm still working on myself, is not teaching them another language, not teaching them to speak.
It's still early.
It's still early, man. But I feel like kids at a young age pick up language quickly. Of course, yeah. So my guy Johnny was telling me how kids can understand sign language quickly if you told them quickly like that.
My sister, my daughter, they do it in school in nursery. She does it at home.
So it's cool, man. So I wish that was the case. I think more of a case of discipline. And when I mean discipline, I don't mean just smacking the kid, but just telling them you can't do this because this, and for that reason you're gonna take a time out, or you're gonna sit down, or you're not gonna play this for a couple of times. You're not gonna play PlayStation and watch TV. That's something I've kind of brought over. Their religious values. I've always told my son, like, when they go to bed, we have a prayer. And my son used to pray with the Hail Mary, and I said, why didn't you pray like this? I was in Hail Mary, the teacher at school, but why didn't you pray like this and tell God to thank God, ask God to bless the house, ask God to bless mum and dad, ask God to bless grandma and grandpa, ask God to bless yourself, and ask for a good week. I always tell them that, or good day. Even the thing where, like, I said to them, like, if you see something scary in the room, just say, I say, I'm covered in the blood of Jesus. Like, yesterday, I was like, I'm scared. Came downstairs again. Like, I'm scared. And I was like, what did I tell you if you're scared? I said, cover myself in the blood of Jesus. I said, yeah, say that. Say that to them. Like, you know, just teach them on that sort of thing. Innit? I think there's one thing I want to do is, like, watch Nollywood films with them. But that's
you
what,
want to scare them.
Yeah, I feel like they need to be scared, bro. Because, like, what was I watching the other day? I was playing WWE, yeah, and I put the boogeyman in it. And I thought they was going to be scared. They weren't scared. They was like, who's that? The boogeyman. I was shook of the boogeyman back. Even Undertaker not scared of Undertaker. So, like, what else can I make these guys be scared of? Like, without going the full extent of showing them Freddy Krueger and stuff. I feel like, and plus Nollywood has good value, good stories in it, which can, you know, kids can live by. I'm sure there's many stuff you see in a Nollywood film where you're like, okay, cool, I can live by that.
It's just a parable at the end.
Yeah.
to God be the glory.
Oh, fun. But yeah, I want to get to that level where we can just chill and watch certain things. And but in terms of what you said, I've definitely used.
Me and Rosie I remember we had a conversation, like, okay, this is how our parents parent, like, this is what we kind of want to take, and then this is what we're going to do ourselves, sort of thing, which I think that's always what it's going to be. It's a mix of, you know, what you did like, what you didn't like.
Especially when you're in a house, under like one African person and one Caribbean person, just and that's two different.
Yeah, it's different.
And I realized that when I got married, when I had my firstborn. So, circumcision was something that I had to, like, teach. Yeah. Because obviously, I didn't know that. I thought, okay, as a kid,
you just thought everyone...
I thought every black person was circumcised. Until we got...
beyond that, I just thought everyone was the same.
No, I didn't know, because I remember in the second primary school, I saw, like, this is when I was in primary school, so I was like, hey, what the fuck is that? I said, oh shit, I didn't know that. It's like that. Well, crazy.
I didn't know until later on in life that we're not all the same down there, and that we've gone through this process of circumcision. Taking my son to go and do that was its own kind of thing. Like, he handled it like a trooper. He was fine.
Did you go through like a Jewish or?
He had like
Muslim?
a rabbi.
I went for a Muslim guy. He spoke Twi.
Oh really?
Yeah. I said, what? He was actually speaking Twi. Like, he said that he cuts a lot of Ghanaian kids' skin. I was like, foreskin. That sounds mad. But it's crazy.
Yeah. Well, we're coming to a close of this episode, but I think it's mainly just a thing of this first one's all about evolving, like we mentioned, being the best version of yourself, carrying that through to the family, the kids, everyday life and stuff like that.
What's your perfect evolution? What's the final boss?
What is the final boss?
Final boss?
I don't know. I think I want to get to a place, to be honest, I know it's going to take some time because the kids are obviously still young, but I want to make sure, which I think that I probably do more so than my missus, and it's not a slight on Rosie. I think the mothers are very, like, they're great mothers. So they focus on the kids and stuff like that. Me, I'll selfishly say now, I want my relationship back. Like,
yeah. I want to be able to. I want to be able to walk on the kitchen, like my missus, mommy, turn around.
This is what I'm saying. Like, so it's one of them ones where I want to be able to just know that the kids are safe, the kids are good, the kids are at home or they're at work or at school. I can leave them. I can go abroad. Like, you know, I can be with my missus, and like that is very much what I guess the final evolution will look like, sort of thing. Like, I want to get to a place where just everyone's cool, can take care of themselves, and then you can kind of recenter and refocus on your relationship and what obviously created, you know, this beautiful situation that you're in, sort of thing. Because it's difficult. You got two little people in front of you, and you gotta keep them alive every day.
Yeah,
So,
keep them alive, keep them happy.
Yeah, it's
Happy?
it's difficult. Yeah. It's happiness is.
Yeah.
I guess to end, how are you gonna keep someone in your house happy this next week? Like, what are you gonna do to have your kids, your missus?
All right, cool. So this week is first week of a new month, and I think it's just following them, like doing what they want to do. Because sometimes as parents, we have to force the kids. And for example, Monday to Friday we're working, right? So we're trying to force these kids in the system where it's I've got a meeting, so you need to sit down and watch TV. I've got a meeting, so you need to sit down and go and eat. Do you get what I mean? So it's more a thing of just taking that time out and just doing what they want to do after school. Or do you want to learn phonics? Or do you want to read a book? Or do you want to play wrestling toys? That really. So, we normally do it in the half terms. This half term we made a wrestling film.
Yeah. I was making that look awesome.
It was funny. So maybe we do more stuff like that, make them happy, and also just doing that really, just doing what they want to do. That's more of the kids. I think with Rhea, she's pretty much happy there. We try and find time to do cool stuff. So.
Yeah. I promised my son that we are gonna learn how to ride a bike.
Oh, sick!
Or he's gonna learn how to ride a bike. So we've got a bike. We've got the 2 bikes or so in the house.
Yeah.
I need to just make sure they're adequate, that they're working and that.
Or the
Otherwise, a couple of new something for him, and he's got to learn that. He's riding those tricycles in school. 3 wheels. Yeah, I said that's not a real bike.
Take it off, man. Take the
exactly that.
Training wheels off. You have to graduate.
That's our little mission for now, sort of thing.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, first episode dedicated off the list. Man.
That is the first episode, guys. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, do all of them things. This is going to be available audio as well, isn't it?
Audio, yeah. We're going to put this on. It's going to be on Spotify, SoundCloud, all around. Luckily, we've got Spotify. You don't have to pay for that stuff no more. You had to pay a $10 for your whole feed to go somewhere else, SoundCloud. But we've been blessed with that. So that's another evolution in itself. Things evolving. But yeah, man. It's been Anafi,
Mex,
and this has been Dadicated Podcast.